G'day folks, today we have this switch that needs to get a new USB port. So we're going to get the hot air out, we're going to remove this USB port, we're going to use a new tool that I have, which is quite a cool one. It holds USB-C ports, so it can support the USB port while I put it in. And it's going to work just like this. So I have here our USB ports, USB-C. I'm going to put that out. This is going to go in here like this. And then we're going to fit that onto this board like this, like so. But wait, that's the wrong... Is that going to fit? Hopefully that will fit, because it looks a little bit different to the one that's in there. Anyway, let's get started. Let's pull our power off. How does this come off? It just come up? Yep, it just comes up. We have our... Let's see, we've got to take this board out. One here, one here, and then this comes out. Then we have this daughter board here, and our display cable will be here. This is display or touch? I think it's the touch screen. Alright, we're going to take our CPU assembly off by the looks of it. We've got to get this out of the plastic case because we're never going to get this USB port in when it's surrounded by plastic. Nintendo have a heat shield / heat spreader that goes on top here like this. Sits up there like that. That's what that thermal paste is for. We'll put some fresh thermal paste on. We'll get some Thermal Grizzly Duranaut. Hi Roman, if you're watching. I doubt you are. But I've used Roman's or DeBauer's Thermal Grizzly paste for all of my machines, whether it be the liquid metal or the regular stuff. It's you really can't go wrong with Thermal Grizzly, in my opinion. I use Duranaut, which lasts a bit longer. I used to use Cryonite, and then for the high-end stuff, I use Conductonaut. Okay, so we've got a few more little wires in here that we have to pull out. Okay, got one here for another speaker. Come on. There we go. This is going to lift up now, hopefully. Not yet. I think we'll probably just take the board and the fan assembly out all as one piece. These look like captive screws. I'm just going to lift that out like that. There's nothing holding it up here, is there? What is holding it in? It wants to come out. Well, these aren't captive. They act like captive, but they're not captive. Captive screws means they stay in the hole. Let's just pull that out so we don't lose them. So is it just because this is stuck on here? There we go. The fan, which is still attached somehow. This should now be able to come out. Good. Now we have our storages here. We have, looks like we've got this connector right here, which is actually the display. This is the LCD itself. That's going to come out so we don't damage that. That's up. Then we're going to take these out. This one, which is our, this goes up to the display. I'm not sure if that's touch screen or if it's something else. Then we have this one here. We'll find out what that one is, I guess. We have now another screw here. Hopefully that music in the background isn't going to copyright strike me. I think the phone is probably going to filter it out. Splodge up. Oh yeah, we've got one over here. I missed that one. What I like to do is just get here and just lift the board and see where it doesn't move, and then we know that there's a screw there somewhere. So at the moment, most of this is moving. This is up, which means this should come out. We should be able to get this side. No, that's the USB port's going to block us, so we're going to have to take this out. And then we can take our Wi-Fi cable off for the antenna, and the second one for the antenna. It's interesting that they're different sizes. Okay, then we have our switchboard right there. We'll get our fixture. We'll sit it in here. Actually, we need to work on the USB port, so let's put it somewhere that makes sense. Like there, like that. Oh, come on, in you go. Now, be nice. Be nice and stay there. Okay, so we're on this side. What we might do is turn it over. We're going to turn it over, and then we're going to drop our port out by hitting it from this side. And we'll just let it drop out. So we'll get our hot air. We'll start warming up the board. Now what should happen when we get this hot enough is it should just fall out, ideally. We've got a water mark there. This is what they use for warranty, to make sure there's no water in here, so that we haven't had any water in here yet. You guys see that okay? Yep, working off the bench as usual. Here we go. We're just going to heat this up, we're going to let it drop out. Then we're going to try and put this new port in and hope that it fits. This has got HDMI issues, and I believe it's the port that's dirty or worn. I'm just going to drop it out and put a new one, rather than try and clean it. When you get to the point that your USB port has display issues, display artifacts, we're not going to get anything out of it, in my opinion. It smells, that means there's stuff in the USB port. I might just get a bit of leaded solder into these. just into here. And then into here, just on our mounts. And at least we've got leaded solder on the mounts. Okay, we don't want to move anything off the board here, so we won't. Now let's see if we can get this hot enough to drop off. Oh, that's getting soft. Right there in the corner. That's getting soft, that's getting soft, so it should drop out pretty soon. Of course, we need to melt the solder on the other side. So it's more than just melting the solder on the side, of course. There it goes, do you see that? There it goes. Alright, so she's out. The old one is out. Let's have a look at this side by side to make sure. See, that's not going to work, is it? That's not the right USB port. Who'd have thought there was more than one switch USB port? And it looks like I've ordered the wrong one. Because one obviously sits quite high. I don't think that's even going to sit in the right spot. It's going to sit too high and too far down. It's not even close to the original port. Do we have one that's going to fit in here? I doubt it, but it might fit better than... it's a 16 port one. That's our... That's... oh, there's 16 pin. That's not 16 pin. Yep, it's the wrong part. It's the wrong part. Do we reflow the HDMI? Oh, sorry, the USB. Do we reflow it, or do we reflow it and put it back in, or do we order the right part and wait 2 weeks for it to come from either the UK or China? Okay, let's try our new tool. Let's try our new tool, see if it works. Let's see, will it go and will it allow me to sit it on there? Yes, it will. Look at that. That's very cool. So I think we'll have a go at reflowing this and see if it makes a difference. I can see the pins in here aren't great. can see them reflecting in there. Let me get this for you guys. So what's happening is, let's have a look in here. All right, so here's our port. Do you see that pin in there? So those bent pins, I think, are the problem. Those ones look okay. We definitely have some issues in there. So I was going to just replace the port. But if we don't have the right port, I don't know if that's going to be an option. Do you see that pin there? That's what I'm worried about. I think that pin is the issue. What can we do about that pin is the question. It's so fine. I don't fancy trying to fix this. I'll take a photo. What do you reckon, folks? Should I put it back in, or should I just wait and get the right part? They've been waiting for a while for this. This is the problem when you don't have parts, is you keep people waiting quite some time, especially when those parts have to come from China or anywhere outside of Australia, really, because to get to Australia you have to go across a lot of ocean. So yeah, we don't have as ready access to parts as some people might. That could be unleaded solder, so we'll just go again. Don't want to get too much flux in the port. This is our original. Well, we'll put the original back on. We'll put it in a dock and see what happens. I don't like our chances. I'll talk to the customer and see what they want to do. I want to wait for another one. Not soft yet. Getting a bit of heat onto our rubber here. Yep, we're soft. We are soft. So we'll just keep the heat on and we'll place it on like this. Alright, we'll just let that cool for a second, then we're going to check the pins on the back. Whew, that's hot. There's our pins. Where are we? Yeah. Oh, look at how nice they look. Very nice. We'll just check them quickly. Ouch, that's hot. Whew. Toasty. We'll just check these pins here. That looks good, 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 that looks good. Ouch, 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 ouch. I think they're good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's see what happens when we plug it into USB. $15. Okay, it's still a bit hot, so we can't really take its behaviour as typical just yet, because we need to get some heat out of this board. But that's our USB port swapped with the same one. Sounds like we're going backwards a little bit. Well, I'm a little frustrated that we couldn't get this USB port swapped, but I wonder if that's enough. Can we throw it in the dock like this, do you think? We're missing that. We're missing the heatsink. We're missing the display, but that might be enough to get in the dock. Well, folks, I'm going to have to end it here for today because I'm going to have to get another USB port. I'm going to do some testing in the meantime, plug it into the dock, see if it works. If it works, then I'll let the customer know that it's working, but probably needs a new port. Otherwise, I need to order a new port and make sure it's the right one. Anyway, see you next time, folks. Ciao.